Good morning, Facebook Live and Joslyn fans. I'm Rebecca, the program director here at the Joslyn Center, and we're on episode 63 of the Joslyn Variety Show. 63. Wow. Today we have Veronica here for our Take 20 workouts. We've got 20 minutes of really lovely, light exercises for you. Perfect way to start your day. And don't forget, you can always go back and watch more of these Take 20 videos on our Facebook page or on our YouTube page. So you can do one every day if you want to. But don't worry, today's a fresh one. Veronica, you ready?
All set.
Let's do it.
Thank you, Rebecca. Okay, everyone. Hi, welcome back. Glad to be here, glad you're here. So let's get ourselves warmed up, whether you're standing or sitting, to start moving. And we're gonna focus on two muscle groups in particular. So I'm always talking about squeezing your abdominal muscles. So today, let's actually spend time working the abdominal muscles. They get a lot of work, probably more than you would think about. So the more that you engage your muscles as you bend over to pick something up, as you stand up out of your chair, you're engaging those muscles in so many different ways throughout the day. So they do get a lot of exercise, but we will give some concentrated attention to our abdominals today, and also to our lower body through some squats. Okay, I've gotten some feedback that the squats are working and causing some good, minor but good soreness. That is proof that you are doing some good work down there in your lower body. So we'll do those two. Right now, let's just concentrate on getting warmed up. And again, whether you're sitting or standing, just keep moving. And you can get your arms up and over. Good. Okay, I'm gonna move this chair over for just a minute. Okay. Now, one of the things that we'll be doing to work our abdominals is we'll be standing. So let's just do a little practice as we're warming up. So I've got the chair near me. I'm going to not touch the elbow to the knee, but rather bring the shoulder towards the knee, changing sides, side to side. We're still warming up, and then we're mimicking working our abdominals, which we'll do in a little bit. Shoulder towards knee, shoulder towards knee. Keep your breathing, keep mindful of your breathing. Okay. All right, heel tap forward. Heel tap forward. So you bend the knee and go down, bend the knee and go down. Now let's toe tap forward. Reaching and tapping like you're pointing at something on the floor, right there. We're increasing our breathing, we're practicing our coordination, our listening skills, and then execution, heel tapping, toe tapping. Okay, side to side, tap your toes. So you're just gonna reach out, try to keep your body, your upper body from moving too much. Just reaching out, about from your waist over, reach. And reach. Waist, hips. So wherever that feels like you're reaching from, just reach and reach. Good. I'm going to turn to the side. Now let's reach back with the toe. Just tap the toe behind you. Now, did you catch yourself squeeze your abdominal muscles as you're reaching back? It's your stabilizer. Okay? You got your core stabilization, and it's really happening here. And if you don't automatically do it, in time you will automatically do it. So as I'm doing something that could throw myself off balance, automatically use your core stabilization to keep you upright. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and let's do just a little bit of rotation here, just to relax. Now your feet are a little wider than hip width, and our arms are going to come up. And what we're going to do is we're going to work our abdominal muscles standing up right now. We'll do some sitting down too. But you have your arms up, and think about bringing your shoulder towards the knee. And we're going to go one side, then the other. okay? So you want to exhale, inhale, exhale. So you're squeezing your abdominals before you move your legs, squeezing and bringing your shoulder towards the knee and down. Squeeze them here. And the reason we don't put our elbow to the knee is that doesn't really, it sort of takes the work out of it. It's almost as if you are touching your knee, and I can do that without engaging my abdominals. But if you bring your shoulder towards your knee, you're using a method that is very specific. I'm going to squeeze these muscles together. That way your back is just along for the ride, really. Here you're sort of doing a little more twisting. That's not really going to benefit you in a safe way. So let's inhale, exhale. Feel that crunch here. Feel that crunch. We're getting a lot of exercise or practice in our balance too. So if you're comfortable standing and doing this exercise without any concern about your chair being there, I appreciate how much you're practicing your balance too. Strength, core stabilization, and balance all go together. Okay, so if you're seated, then what we can do is same thing, shoulder towards the knee. So you're not going to bring your knee up as high, but you're going to get that squeeze in there, really engage and then squeeze. Okay, let's try something else now. So seated, what we're going to do is we're going to raise our knees. Let's do one at a time. And as you raise your knees, squeeze your abdominals first, then start to raise your knee and think abdominal muscles. You got all these muscles, you just squeeze them and squeeze them. And we were working side to side more at an angle, and now we're working just straight up and down, okay? Sit up off the back of the chair seat if you can. Don't want to be too relaxed. Engage your abdominals. I'm going to sit forward just a little bit and lift one knee and then the other. So you don't have to lift your knee very high. What we're doing is we're working more in the lower abdominal area. We're using our abdominal muscles to raise the knee. Obviously your leg muscles are involved here, but squeeze your abdominals and you're using the lower part of your abdominal areas to raise that leg up. Exhale, inhale, and exhale. Here we go. Let's keep going. We want to fatigue our muscles, and we don't have to do a big explosive move and then we feel the fatigue right away. We're working with repetition, so let's keep it going. Squeeze and squeeze. Squeeze. Keep working. Okay. Let's do a couple more. Now let's try and raise. We're getting ready to try and raise both feet off the floor, both knees up. You want to scoot a little bit forward on your chair. And I'm going to put my hands on the chair seat just behind my glutes, okay? Now, make sure you squeeze your abdominal muscles. You're going to lean back just a little bit and get both feet up and down. I'm going to move my hands actually to the back of the chair seat and just hold on to you, brace yourself. Don't get a white knuckle grip back there. Just hold on. This will be better. And then you can raise your knees up and down. And this, putting my hand just in the back of the chair seat, the chair back is keeping me from flying forward. But the work is here. Up, squeeze, exhale. And again, you don't have to go very high with the knees. You'll feel that work. So instead of going from one leg to the other, now we're using both legs at the same time. Concentrating on in the lower area of the abdominals. Again, when we were standing or even seated and bringing the shoulder to the knee, we're really getting more of all of the abdominals. Here, we're working on the lower. Inhale and exhale. Let's hold it. Let's hold it. Find a level that works for you. Your back should be fine because you're really pressing those abdominal muscles in. Hold it. You're holding your legs up, but you're continuing to breathe, so you're not holding your breath. Just continue breathing. I know a lot of you have done planks, and the planks are very important that you do the form correctly, but I think the second thing that comes to mind right away is how long can you hold your plank? So it's kind of like this. You have to keep breathing while you're holding it, and then let it down when you're ready to let it down. Okay, and then relax. Okay, let's switch and go right into our squats. We're going to stand up and sit back down. So here we're going to use our lower body muscles, our glutes, our quadriceps, our hamstrings. We're going to engage our abdominal muscles before we stand up. And when you stand up, we're going to stand up tall and squeeze the glutes. Okay, let's go. Inhale and then exhale up. Squeeze your glutes. I'm going to push the chair back a little bit. And then sit down all the way to the chair. You still have your muscles engaged. Come right back up and squeeze your glutes. Just going to push your legs behind you, squeeze those glutes. And sit down controlled. Exhale up. There we go. You never really let go of your muscles until we're done, or until we switch to another muscle group. Inhale down, very controlled. Exhale up. Good squeeze. All right, let's just keep moving in this form. Good. We're protecting ourselves too. We're not plopping down. We could injure ourselves. We could injure our spine, collapsing your vertebrae. So very controlled. Inhale and exhale. Go. Do a few more. Feel how powerful that is. You're raising your body weight up, you're using your muscles, and then stand right up. And you've just exerted all that power through your lower body. Up. Let's do 3 more. Up. Inhale down. Is that 2? I had to count to 3. And up. Good. Okay. So we're going to continue in that move, but instead of sitting down on the chair seat, we're going to hover above the chair. And we don't have to be literally above the chair seat. What we're going to do is practice our form. Excuse me for touching my face. So I'm looking down because I know that when I sit back, I want to make sure that I can still see the toes of my shoes. I don't want to bring my knees forward into the front of my body, and we know why, because that just puts all the pressure right into your knees, and your weight does not belong forward. You want to reach back. Okay? So what we're going to do, on your inhale, we're going to reach back, hardly even go down. Just put your weight behind you, practice the form. You can check I can see my toes, can you see your toes? And then stand back up. Let it down a few inches. Just to practice the form. As we go lower without sitting down on the chair, it's more of a challenge. When you are controlling your sitting down towards the chair, and if you know you're going to land on the chair, it's a little bit easier. Okay, let's do one more. Hold it down. Exhale up. Now let's go a little bit lower. If your knees say it's okay, go a little bit lower. And if your knees feel like there's a lot of pressure in them, they feel painful, they are feeling painful, then stay at the upper level, 1, and then check your form. Make sure that you're not bringing your weight in front of your knees. So adjust your form, and that might make your knees feel better. Up. And as you go down lower, your upper body may want to bend forward. That's understandable. It's kind of like a counterweight there. Make sure your back is straight. Because going lower is not the goal. The goal is to maintain the correct form. And as you get stronger, you simply can go lower. So reach back. Reach back as if you could barely reach that seat behind you, and I'm reaching for it. Almost, you're reaching so much you're almost throwing yourself back. But of course you're not, because you're controlling. So reach back and up. Let's do a few more. I want you to feel this tomorrow. Now, if you're seated, what you could be doing, I'm going to sit down, is, actually, let's just move on. Let's move on now. So we're seated now. Let's work our glutes, just specifically our glutes. So we're sitting on them a lot, and it feels like you have to get up and do some walking lunges, do some squats. That's ideal. Let's say you want to work them out sitting down. You want to work them out when you're at the stoplight in your car. All you have to do is squeeze them. So we did this once before. So you're squeezing your glutes. You're squeezing your glutes so much that you're going to just bump up and down just a little bit here. Really squeeze them and release. After we squeeze and release a couple more times, then we'll squeeze them and hold them. Okay, next one, squeeze and hold. So remember, you're breathing in and out. You're not letting go of that squeeze. And then check your squeeze. Can you squeeze a little bit more deeply? Kind of letting loose a little bit, maybe that squeeze. Squeeze. And squeeze. So when you're watching TV, if you're watching a channel that has commercials, unfortunately, sometimes there's so many commercials you almost forget what you were watching. But what you could do is, and the reason I bring that up is because sometimes if you're watching something and you don't really want to get up and the commercial comes, you can do this. You can do some exercise seated. If you're laying down, well, you can just sit up and do them. Okay? And I'm continuing to squeeze now. I let go of the hold as I was talking, but just see how long you can hold it and how deep you can feel that squeeze. Okay. Good. So remember, keep yourselves hydrated, and remember, really prioritize your sleep. Try to, watch what you're eating. The body is the most efficient machine that will ever be. And everything you put into it, it gets processed in a way that's appropriate for what you've consumed. And any calorie that you've taken in will stay in your body, because your body's just trying to survive, right? So just make sure that you've got, there's no perfect balance, but just if you would try to maintain a healthy balance between how well am I sleeping, what can I do to sleep better, am I keeping my body hydrated throughout the day, am I getting a reasonable amount of exercise daily. You got to keep moving daily, maybe something a little bit more intense a few times a week, and just watch what you're eating. and you're going to feel better. It's all going to, you're going to feel this. The next time I say squeeze your glutes, you're going to feel them right away. Your body's rested and hydrated. Okay. All right, well, enough squeezing. I kept squeezing. I hope you did. And thank you for working out with me today. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, Veronica. That was great. Okay, let me turn you guys around because I'll tell you that tomorrow is Wednesday. Wait, no. Tomorrow is Friday, which means that Paul is going to do a meditation with us. So make sure you come back tomorrow at 11 o'clock for Paul's meditation and a development department update. And then have a happy weekend because I won't see you tomorrow. So wonderful Friday, wonderful weekend, and we'll see you back on Monday.